As a person who's been burgled a number of times, I am very sympathetic to people who complain how in this country, if you're burgled, A, you don't get your stuff back, and B, you have to go through all this sort of police examination as well, and it seems pointless. The police don't even seem terribly bothered. They assume that insurance is going to pick it up, but, you have that sort of emotional impact of what it's like, and it's horrible. So I entirely understand when people think, somebody has been caught as a burglar and they deserve to be punished. I absolutely agree. Absolutely, they've done a dreadful thing. But when it comes to the Albanian burglar, and I did a video about this a short while ago, and Nemo 596 and various numbers says burglary ruins the lives of victims, especially the elderly and the disabled. Did this idiot think of his victims or say sorry? Well, this idiot probably didn't, and he probably didn't return the stuff that he'd stolen either. But there is an adage that you do the crime and you do the crime and you do the time. And this fellow did his time. He did his time in prison, and then he was released and sent and deported back to Albania. So, in effect, he's punished twice, and that seems to me to be wholly wrong. If somebody is capable of being housed in a British prison and treated as a British prisoner, then I think he's capable of being kept in this country, no matter how heinous his crime. If he wants to go back to Albania, I think it's a very good idea. But to be deported back to Albania, we release other burglars and we don't give them an additional penalty. I think we have to be very careful about how we are dealing with migrants and at what point they are deported. Now, it seems clear to me that this is somebody who had come to the country by an irregular route. What I'm not sure is at what point he seems to have struck up the relationship with his girlfriend, and at what point his child was born. But it seems a very strange story. And on every level, it seems a peculiar story. And I think there's an entire class of individuals who come to Britain and are then caught up in a web of crime because they are not engaged in proper work, because they've got this pattern or you can't work for a year or 6 months or whatever. What are they going to do? We have to rethink the way we deal with migration, because it is forcing people into crime, and it's encouraging all manner of absurdity. And this, whether you support the ECHR, whether you support Albania, whether you support the hideous practices proposed by Priti Patel or Suella Braverman, this is an absurd situation, is it not? And we need to rethink, because this is a situation that will be repeated again and again, and it's not about the ECHR. This is about how we deal with people when they come here. I think if we don't have enough apprentices going into apprenticeships, we should be offering apprenticeships to people who are coming off the boats even, and give them a guided route into paid work. We need them. And people who have degrees and who have qualifications, we need to find that out, and we need to make use of them, because we are struggling for survival. And It may have suited the political expediency of the Conservatives to brand illegal migrants as a problem. Actually, they're a solution, staring at us in the face. They are the solution to Brexit. And we can keep baying at the moon, but that only looks as more lunatic and makes us look more ridiculous. Or we can deal with the reality. And reality is to make use of what's on our doorstep.